Hey guys, what's going on? It's 2 Minutes to Review. I'm Matt.
And I'm Zach.
And if you haven't joined us for one of these shows before, what we do is we do music reviews in under 2 minutes. Whoever keeps the longest review in under 2 minutes wins. And we do new music, old music. This time, we happen to be doing some new music. So
Who
Zach,
could have thought?
I know, right? You know, a lot of really good new music has come out lately. So what are we reviewing now?
We are reviewing in this episode the 6th album from Slipknot, We Are Not Your Kind. And, you know, I feel like there's always a huge, I want to say like a huge event that always goes around whenever, like it's almost like a big deal whenever Slipknot releases an album. I don't know if it's because they let so much time in between albums happen, or it's just because, when you know, Slipknot really is a larger than life band. And I think it's always kind of exciting that like they treat the release of an album to be that larger than life experience. So I don't know about you, but I was so excited for the new album to come out.
I'm not giving anything away.
Oh, fine. You know what? In that case, I want to go first.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, you know, you take your ball and go home.
I will.
You psychosocial bitch. There we go. We're starting already.
Start the puns.
All right.
Actually, hold on. Before we get started, I will say this one's going to be a harder episode to do puns for.
I don't think so.
No, because like because Corey really like loves to like make like use like really fancy words and titles and whatnot. Well, anyway, before I forget, let's get into this review. Boom, pun. That was a great one. That was great. Let us know on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you thought that was an amazing pun. All right.
You ready?
Maybe. Yes.
All right. I'm not going to wait and bleed anymore.
No, hold on. Hold on. You're going to look me in the eye and tell me that my before I forget pun was not gold, but then you're just going to slide in the wait and bleed? Yeah, no.
It's always the best when you just slide it in. Ugh. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. I'm just going to start off and say that this is truly a thrilling, refreshing metal album that, as I kept listening to it, made me continuously go, wow. It's a heavy yet cinematic sounding album. And I'll get to the cinematic part in a second. But first, Solway Firth and Orphan might be, I'm going to say it, might be the heaviest Slipknot tracks of all time. I remember I actually listened to some past Slipknot right after I listened to this album. And it kind of amazed me how, especially the song Orphan, made everything else sound so much more radio friendly. Like these songs are so heavy. And then you have songs like Unsainted and Red Flag that really capture how great of an ear the band has for melody. And I actually love that Spiders has the industrial goth pop influence that they were starting to play around with on Chapter 5, the Grey album. You can definitely hear the band's influences on this whole record, whether it's Slayer, Ministry, Nine Inch Nails, and even Korn at certain parts. But with that said, each song, they still inject their own unique, energized, and gritty elements that really make their sound refreshing and unique. In short, the whole album has a cinematic feeling to it. And every moment, even the interludes, which on some albums might be, just filler, they serve a purpose. Throughout the whole album, I just feel like you're building up to Solway Firth, and it's just makes that song the ultimate conclusion. So really, stellar album.
We have a time.
On the official Epic Footnote Timekeeper.
Yes.
Still available for
Sponsored by
sponsorship.
nobody.
Yeah, well, it could be you if you just let us know. So you have my time.
I have your time.
My ranking, 4.5 stars.
Okay.
I don't want to be too crazy now and say it's a 5-star, even though I'm actually kind of tempted to give it 5 stars. I was really blown away by this record. Something about it, it just felt, I just enjoyed listening to it so much. I'm not even like a fanatic, I'm not a maggot, as some would say, but it really proved why they're among the top in their field.
Okay.
So that was mine. Matt.
Zach.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you ready?
Oh, it's my turn now. I can go?
It's your turn now.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
3, 2, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6.
All right. I don't know if anybody else has talked about this album in this light, but we're going to start out with saying that the production value on this album is fantastic. I don't think that that you're going to have a lot of people who've mentioned it, but the production value can really take away from an album, and this production is amazing. I mean, whatever they've done on here, it works so well. Going into the songs, I mean, Unsainted, right now, it taps, for me, it taps their inner Rolling Stones. It is such an amazing song. Another masterpiece in more traditional Slipknot fashion, Critical Darling, is a great song. Also, the areas where they get a little bit more experimental, like on Spider, if anybody ever asked what a spider sounds like, this is the song that you'd have them listen to. If you have arachnophobia, it's going to creep you the hell out. And then there's a song called My Pain. And I'm a video game nerd, and it reminded me of the dead baby scene from the original Max Payne game. I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a bit, but it is such a creepy song. It does such an amazing job. This entire album has a creepy feel to it that you have an unease of listening to, but because the songs are so good and so catchy, it brings you back and you want to finish out the album.
Time.
So
I have a feeling I know what you're going to rank it as, but tell me, Matt, what are you going to rank it as?
1 star.
Huh.
Now 4.5.
He got me.
Yeah, no, it was. It's a really good album.
I'm glad you pointed out the production too, because it's so good.
It's on the border of being too crisp, but it is in that pocket of what fits the band.
Well, it's funny.
So well.
It's crisp, but there's still an element of what you said, creepiness, grit. Like it's what Slipknot should sound like.
It's almost like if Rob Zombie took the time to put a little bit more production value into his albums, it's almost in that realm of like things you could use for like a horror movie.
I also mentioned about how like Korn, there's elements of like, this kind of, I could see it.
Yeah, I was
Korn
thinking that too.
But at the same time, it's like, but I don't think nothing against Korn, and I'm sure we're going to be reviewing their new album soon, but I don't think they could ever really get away with doing such a technical, emotional song too. Like I almost feel like if Korn actually really focused on the music more, maybe they could sound like this, but it's still, I hear a Slipknot song and I picture each member, even the samplers and the percussionists being a part of this album.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's phenomenal.
They always have been, especially with like the keg drums and things like that. They're a part of the show. They're a part of the album.
But even more so on this album than like past albums, I feel like
they don't
hear each person's
but they
contributions.
don't overpower, and that's what I mean. It always killed me on other Killswitch albums, or Slipknot albums. It always killed me when they overpowered with the keg drums on certain parts of a song. But with this one, like you hear them, but they're mixed into the mix so well that it just adds to the song instead of taking away from it. One of the things I want to go back to before I forget.
No. You can't steal my joke. Screw
Yes, I
you.
can.
Screw you. That's my joke.
I can use it all I want.
No, screw you.
No.
It's mine.
Take your ball and go home then.
All hope is gone. Yeah, another one in.
But no, what I want to go back to is the My Pain track. I mentioned that it sounds like the dead baby scene from Max Payne. So in the original game, I don't know. Have you ever heard of it? Ever played it?
I know of it, but I haven't played it.
Okay, so I'm a huge video game nerd, and in the original Max Payne came out like in 2001 or 2002, somewhere around there. This cop in I believe it was New York. He is going through a real tough time. His wife and his child were murdered, and in one of these like flashback scenes or one of these discovery scenes that he's going through in his memory, he's going down these long halls and corridors, and it's just like, an infinite corridor, and he's got to pick the right path to go down. And then once he finally figures out the path that he needs to go, he gets to this spot where it's just complete blackness. And then he's got to follow a trail of blood, but there's multiple trails of blood. And then eventually when he gets to the end of it, it's him discovering that his child has been murdered. Listening to that, I don't know where their minds were at when they wrote this, but I actually did this last night. I found the video on YouTube, and I played the song and watched the video of somebody playing the section of the game, and it fits perfectly. Like there are just times when music fits a scene, and immediately, like without even hesitating, I haven't played this game in 18 years. I immediately snap to that scene in that game. It's like, holy shit, this fits perfectly. It is so creepy and so twisted, this track, that it fits a twisted part of a video game like that perfectly.
And it's funny, like you said, it fits that scene so perfectly. It goes back to my point in that it's such a cinematic sounding album. The whole album from front to back just flows so well to the point where you're just almost picturing some sort of concept. And it leads me to saying, I feel like this could have been over a year ago at this point. I forget even if it was Clown or Corey. There was hinting that, like, in the early stages of making this album, they're kind of aiming to create Slipknot's Sgt. Pepper's album, essentially. And the more you listen to it and the more you feel the cinematic, like literally like the interludes kind of hinting at like tracks coming up or even just like piecing things together, it really does feel like a true Slipknot concept album. It doesn't matter. You know what really matters, though?
Donuts?
Well, yes, but right now, time. The times that we have
Time
for each
to
of
get
our
donuts?
review. I'll get you donuts, Matt.
All right.
I forget donuts one time before the recording session, and suddenly he gets all angry. Anyway, Matt.
Zach.
What was my time? Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me get the official Epic Footnote drum machine ready, which is actually Slipknot themed this time. It's actually a keg.
Your time. You're just going to have to wait and bleed.
Oh, no, you can't.
Yes, I can use it again. At 1 minute, 35:81.
Freaking jerk over here.
I know.
Wait, what was it?
1 minute, 35:81.
That short?
Yeah. See?
Could have sworn
1
it was
minute,
Could have
35:81.
sworn it was longer.
Nope.
All right. Well,
That's what she said.
no, she's never said that. She knew. Anyway. Anyway, Matthew,
Zachary.
your time. 1 minute and 49 seconds. Screw you.
I am awesome at this game.
You suck at this game. We want to hear what you think of the album. Let us know on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, MySpace, at Epic Footnote. Don't try to search us on MySpace. We're not there. But let us know what you think about the album. Did you agree with us? Do you think we were overhyping it? Let us know. Thanks so much for listening, and we hope you listen again.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.